Purls and Pyrs podcast. I am your host, Nina, otherwise known as Ine, on Instagram, Pinterest, Ravelry, all the social medias. And it's been a while since my last podcast. So I did Vlogmas, and then I got sick. I basically got sick on the 31st of December, and I was sick the entire month of January. Maybe like the last week of January I was better. But basically I got a sinus infection, which morphed to an ear infection that I was being treated for. And I still don't have my hearing back in this ear completely yet. But I'm probably going to have to go and see a specialist to figure out what's happening with that. Or maybe it'll go away before my appointment. But I did want to come on here and just do a quick podcast. So I'm trying to fit this in while Josh went to go get the kids. There's also like a weird delay with the video that I'm seeing. So we'll see if the audio matches up or not. But what I wanted to do was share with you the 12 cast-ons that I did for the 12 cast-ons Cal that is going on in the Yarn and Yarns podcast, YouTube channel, and I think on Instagram. Excuse me. So Angela, who is Rainbow Ange on Instagram, is hosting a knit along. She does it every year, and basically it's between, I think, the day after Christmas and the end of January. You just cast on 12 things, and then you work on those 12 things kind of throughout the year. So the idea is to get a lot of stuff on your needles and then have things that you can choose between to work on throughout the year. So Angela says she doesn't like casting things on, so this kind of makes her do it. I don't really have that issue, but it was fun to cast on a bunch of stuff. So I did cast on all 12 things. I do not have all 12 things in my vicinity at the moment, but I think it would be hard to talk through all 12 and do them justice. So what I was going to do is just talk about the few that are around me right now, and then I'll share the rest of them on another podcast, and that way I'll kind of break it up a little bit for everybody and have some content that I can do. So yeah, I'm not going to do these in any particular order because this is not the order that I cast them on in. As I said, it just happens to be what is around me at the time. So the first thing, and the thing I've been working on the most, is the Salty Air DK sweater. So this is a test knit that I'm doing for Samantha, who is the designer behind Samantha Garing Designs. And I've knit, as you know, multiple Salty Air tees. I've knit the fingering weight version, 2 short sleeved, and then I have a long sleeved on the needles right now. That one is in So Scarlet. It's a Taylor Swift inspired colorway. But this one is out of Pleasant Hellhound's Pole DK in the Alentia colorway. So this was when she did her Throne of Glass Advent several years ago at this point. Afterwards, she did like pre-orders of all of the colorways, or at least some of them. I don't think it was all of them, but many of them. And I got a few, mostly in fingering weight, but this one was the one that I did get in DK weight. It's a little weird right now, so I'm doing something different with this sweater, which is I knit down to where I separated for the sleeves. Then I put that on hold, the body stitches, and then I cast on the sleeves and I knit the sleeves. And I also picked up and knit the collar so that way when I'm done with the body, I am done. with the sweater completely. I also have something weird where since I lost my hearing, I'm doing like a little bit of a weird sound with my S's where I'm not quite crisp on them. It's very messed up. I do not like it. Do not recommend at all. So anyway, it is a beautiful teal tonal colorway with some flecks of kind of a gold and a red and black. So you can kind of, because of the lighting, because it's really sunny this time of day in my craft room, you may or may not be able to see it, but there's a lot of depth to this color and I really love it. So a tale about the sleeves. I've knit 3 sleeves now. But Nina, you only have 2 arms. Yes, I only have 2 arms. But I knit 1 sleeve, and as I was knitting it, I was going, this is really light. This one skein is really light. And it looks like it's real light, like you could have drawn a line across where it was. And I was alternating it with another skein, which was a darker skein, but I had somehow picked also another somewhat lighter skein than the body. So I had my 2 lightest skeins that I was using on the sleeve. And so the one sleeve looked very light and had like a few little strips of the dark color, but otherwise was probably 2 shades lighter than this. So I got all the way down to where I would start the ribbing and I was like, I don't like this. So I put it on hold and then I was like, I'm going to start the other sleeve and I'm going to mark that light skein and just take it out of the mix completely and just knit with the 2 others. So the somewhat lighter skein and a normal skein and see what happens. And so this was the sleeve I got from that, which was fine. And then I compared them and I was like, oh, God, it's so much darker. I'm going to rip out the other sleeve and reknit that sleeve with the same skeins that I did on this sleeve so that they match. And then I will use the lighter skein, which I will get it out for you, what I unraveled, so you can see the color difference. Can you see it? It is significant, especially against these really dark pieces. It's like against the lighter part, it's all the lighter part. There are no dark portions in this skein, which, you know, that's the beauty of hand-dyed yarn, and you kind of have to deal with it. And this has also been sitting in my stash for probably 4 years-ish. Yeah, I'd say about 4 years, maybe 5. I don't know. I was here in Connecticut, so 4 is probably right. But anyway, so this skein, I ripped it back, and this is not a whole skein, obviously. This is what I used in the sleeve. So I ripped it all out, and then my plan for that, because I need all of them for the yardage to make this happen, is I'm going to alternate 3 skeins on the body. And I think with the larger circumference and just having it be a stripe every kind of 3rd round, I'm betting it's going to blend way, way better. So that's what I'm doing. Or that's what I'm planning to do. Maybe if I have them kind of next to each other like that, you can also tell. Anyway, it's fine. So I put a stitch marker on that skein so I would know don't use this skein on the sleeves. And I know that I have to alternate it in on the body. I did not alternate skeins on the top because I don't like working a lace chart and also trying to alternate skeins of yarn. That's a pain in the butt and I don't want to do it. So this is all just one skein of yarn. I've got a little bit of a mess now because these fell out. So I kind of, when I did the body and put it on hold, I tucked them into the sleeve holes. And then I used stitch markers to hold it closed just so that it's easier to flip and maneuver because you have to flip this whole thing. So anyway, I'm very happy with it. I'm making the size 3. I believe that our test knits need to be done by like March 12th or something. And then the pattern will come out in mid-March. So keep your eye out for that. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And yeah, that is my Salty Air DK. I love this color so much. It's a really nice color. Like a really nice color. So I'm excited. I don't have anything like this in my wardrobe right now. It's going to be really pretty. It's definitely going to be in the rotation for yarn festivals and stuff in the springtime. And I think I have two more sweaters quantities of the Pole DK. One is Cat Eye Winked, which again was like even the advent before this one. So that one was a 2018 advent, maybe. I think so. And then I think this one was the 2019 advent. Yeah. So it's Cat Eye Winked, and I got 2 skeins of Pool of Starlight. The idea was to use them together. And then the other one I have is Source the Air, which is like a burgundy. Cat Eye Winked is navy blue. So that was one of my 12 cast-ons. And then another of my 12 cast-ons was a sock. So this year I'm trying to knit through some of my Felici. And this was one that Ada actually ate the label on. I think it's Teacup. But as per the usual on Felici, it's got a stripe where it looks the same color. So it's sort of a dark mint and a slightly lighter mint, and then everything else is real Easter colors. So I'm using it with this fun Progress Keeper from Charmed and Dangerous. So that's another cast on. Oh, that came back really fast. And then the only other cast on I have near me is this one. So this giant ball of yarn is Lana Grossa, Gomitolo, something. And I cast on a flax for Joshua. I've never knit the regular flax. I've only knit flax lights. So this is a normal flax. And all I've done is the neckband. But it's really pretty, like navy blue, dark blue, or sorry, navy blue, light blue, and purple. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one too. All right, so that didn't work out. Yeah, I wanted to do the podcast, but Joshua came home instead of going with Josh to pick up eggs. So I had to stop when he got home so I could help him with homework. And now he is playing a little bit of video games to celebrate that he got 100% on his culture bag and an A on his English test. So anyway, now I'm out walking Hubble, and then I'm going to take him in and walk Ada. He's very excited because it is warm, so he's pulling a little bit right now. Normally he's not a puller, but he is today. So I can't do both of them anymore. They're too big collectively. So usually Josh and I walk them, but he is going to go to a parent orientation for high school this evening. So I will not have him to help me with the dog walks. So I'm just splitting them up. I have my hair in a ponytail, so it's like in this hat. It looks really weird because it looks weird to not have any hair. Yeah. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, I showed 2 of my cast-ons. I had another sock to show. So I'll just show that a little bit later. And trying to think, I finished down to my cuff on my second sleeve. I have to find a second size 5 needle because I did my cuffs on 5s and I only have one. The rest are all in sweaters, so I'm gonna have to swap one out till I can finish the cuff, and then I won't need it again for a little while. I think it's because I cast on a pair of mittens for Josh. He asked me for a pair of flip-top mittens. So of course I said yes, because he doesn't ask me for things very often. So I'm making a pair of tinsel mittens by Andrea Mowry because I own the pattern and I'm trying to use things I own. I'm using some really old Malabrigo silk merino I had in stash. It's like in a chocolate brown, and I'm holding it double with some mohair that I don't even remember where I got it. I think someone gave it to me. It's kind of like various colors of brown and cream, so it's going to be really pretty, and hopefully it'll help it be really warm. Because yeah, he said that like really he wants finger dexterity, but he doesn't want gloves, and he likes his mittens except for when he needs his fingers. So I was like, you need flip top mittens, and I have a pattern, and I've been wanting to make some anyway because I want a pair for me for when I'm walking the dogs, because often I need my fingers to like untangle them from trees and pick things up, and yeah, it would be useful. So I'm going to make a pair for him, and then I'm going to make a pair for me. I'm making the largest size for him. And I think I could get away probably with the adult small, maybe, because I have pretty small hands. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe a medium. And we'll see how much I have left of my Musselburgh hat yarn, because that would work for it. Okay, it is the next day. We will see how this goes. I'm just trying to quickly round out the podcast so I can edit it and get it up so that I have some content. So I wanted to share 2 more projects. So this one is a pair of socks. And it is with some Geektastic fibers that I bought at India Untangled this year. And it is in the non-binary pride colorway. So it's self-striping, and then I've got a little progress keeper from Charmed and Dangerous on it. This was the Valentine's Day Sweets subscription last year. Yeah, I gave the chocolate bar to my friend Sue, and then I think there's a brownie with sprinkles, and that one I have as well. But I like that it matched the yellow stripe. So that's what I've got done on those. And then the last one, that I was going to show for this time at least, is the Speedy Salvo mittens. So these are a pattern by Skein Knits, and I'm using some leftovers from my Professor Meow sweater. I believe it's Knit Picks Bill. No, it's not Billow. It's whatever their okay. It's like a chainette yarn. Let's see if I can show you. Of course, Hubbles decided to be naughty. It is this. It's gray, and it's alpaca. I'm holding it double with the leftovers from my Nightshade Society pullover in fig lace. So this is Nightmares Plus 10 from Plies and Hellhounds mohair. And then the other color is this one, and it is a skein of handspun that I bought at Rhinebeck 2 years ago, and it's like rainbow color, and it is a 2-ply bulky weight, Erin bulky. One ply is a very soft gray, and then one is like a rainbow color. So I have got up to the thumb separation, but I'm kind of stuck a little bit because I think I did something wrong. So like on the chart, it shows like there's a column of stitches that just ends, but I don't see how it could end. And I printed the chart out in black and white, so maybe the colors will show me something. So I need to pull it up online and see. I've looked at project pages and nobody says anything about the chart being wrong. I just printed it out, so it's not like it's not the most up-to-date pattern. But this was all in like 2 hours of knitting, so it is really fast. I think I'm using a size 8 or 9 needle. It might be a 9. Yeah, so I really like it. So I went for the shorter cuff. This is actually the short cuff. And yeah, so the contrast color is the gray. The main color is the rainbow. And there's the palm. Pretty basic. So if I can figure it out, they'll go really quickly, and they're really warm. I've got this rainbow mushroom progress keeper that my mom gifted to me. I don't know the maker, sorry, or I would tag them. So Mom, if you know who the maker is, you can leave a comment in the comments, and then other people can see it, but I don't know who made it. She just gave it to me, I think, in a little box. So yeah, Speedy Sailboat Mittens by Ski and Deer Knits. And that is everything I was going to show for this time. I just wanted to actually record something so that I could get some content up post Vlogmas. Like I said, the sickness just took so long to get over, and yeah, then it was just really, really busy after that. So I'm going to try to podcast more frequently and just shorter episodes. So I will mark off which ones I've shown already of my 12 cast-ons, and then I'll show the other ones in another episode, maybe in a week or so. That's what I'm going to try for. So thank you all for sticking with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you get some time to do the things that you love, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.